Hello, hello, hello to anyone who's in here already. I see one person in the chat. How we doing on this Friday evening before Halloween? I think all I'm going to be working on is finishing up this party image I started last week of these rats having a Halloween party. I actually, after stepping away from it, I was going to replace, like, you know how her fur is very purple here. It was kind of a placeholder color. I kind of like it because it feels very, I don't know, Halloween party lighting. I might tone it down a little bit and then just have the really bright purple on the edges. That might be the move. And then I have to fix up this highlight layer, how it's a mess right now. Bring it on airplane mode, no cap. That's fine. You don't need any brain power to be here. All brain power levels are welcome here. What else do I need to do? I'm just thinking about the list of things I need to do to finish this. I could finish this in an hour and then use the last hour to start something else. I did see on my request list, somebody had requested a frog witch, which is appropriate for Halloween. So I might do that. Hello, how we doing this fine Friday evening? So I think my first move is to fix these base colors, adjust them real quick. Good evening. How are we feeling this weekend? So let's do that. Let's finish this up. Fix these colors here. So I like the greenish, grayish tone that Frankenstein's got here. I think I'm going to darken it up a little bit, just to add some different tones and textures. What layer am I on? Oh, it's his hand. Okay. Just to add a little something. I don't want to add too much shading or get too caught up in any of that, and I also feel this should be a little darker by the cup because this color right up against the orange is a little jarring, and I like the obnoxious bright orange. So I kind of want to leave that as is. It's like the Halloween alternative to the red Solo cup, the orange Solo cup. I will not be leaving this Fang red though. I'm going to change that in a second. Darker brown, green. Let's bring that color in. I like the brighter fingertips and then the darker back of the hand. I think that looks good. Let's find the face layer. There we go. Let's do this brownish, greenish, grayish tone. Why is it not drawing on this layer? What am I? Oh, it's because I have the world's tiniest brush. Okay, that explains it. It's like, why am I not making a mark? Just get a little shading under the hair. A little bit on the side of the face as well. Just to warm him up a little bit. Yeah, I think that looks alright. Maybe softly add that in here. But I kind of like these pops of super bright pink, like the ears, the tongue. I'm going to make his neck a little bit darker. Where's his neck at? I did not take a look at this before the stream, so... New background song? Is it? It should be the Animal Crossing playlist. Oh, it's like shuffling around, I think. I think it's just further down in the playlist. You scared me for a second. I'm like, oh no, is it playing like my regular Spotify playlists? That would be a disaster. Nah, it's just further down on the old playlist because I've had it going while I set up my stream. Okay, all is well. Normally I restart it so it starts at the beginning, so it's been cooking for a little while I was setting up my mic and everything. Where's the neck? I'm going crazy. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So I want it a little bit darker under the chin. It'd be so funny. It's just playing like rap music. Copyrighted. Oops. It's not like this is a monetized stream anyway. It wouldn't really matter, but you know. Trying to do this streaming thing correctly, even if it's not monetized. I kind of like the texture on the vest, so I want to keep that but clean it up a little bit. And then see how it like bumps out here? It needs to bump out lower, so let's go fix that. Oh, ooh, that's a clipping mask. Okay, so we have to fix this layer underneath first. And I see little gaps in the color I want to fix anyhow, so. Kill two birds with one stone there. Let's bring this out so it juts out there instead of a little bit higher up. Okay. Alpha lock. And then we'll do like a cooler purple, a little bit darker and cooler over on this other side. This doesn't need that much work. I'm just cleaning up what I did last week, basically. I want this juice to be a little bit brighter. This like jungle juice. There. I want it to be bright on just the edge and then dark when it gets in the cup so you can see it. Might make the inside of the cup a little darker as well, so you can see the juice color. Oops. Alpha lock. Even darker. Now it's too dark. No, I think that's alright. Just brighten up the edge. Smudge it around a little bit. Maybe like this. Nah, it was better before. It was better the way it was. Just leave it. Leave it. Trust your instincts from before. Where's the other two solo cups? I want to fix the inside so that it's a little bit darker. There's one. Get this darker tone for the inside. Anyone have any fun plans for Halloween? I know I talked about this last week, but you know, it's a Halloween stream. I need to think of Halloween topics. What's everyone's favorite Halloween candy? Or what was your favorite Halloween candy if you don't eat candy because you're an adult? Growing up, I was a big Reese's Peanut Butter Cup fan. These days it's Sour Patch Kids because they're vegan. But Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, anything chocolate. I was always trying to not, like, I didn't eat the, like, fruit candies or Smarties as much, but I loved getting Kit Kats and Reese's and all that good stuff. Hershey's. You might go visit Mom and Hannah. Yeah, you're gonna take all the chocolate home. Well, she always has a million leftover bags because she makes enough to hand out to like 100 kids, and then she gets 20 kids, so you're gonna have a lot left over to pilfer. And there was never that many kids that visited her house, but nowadays it's like you get like 10 kids a year, so you're gonna make out like a bandit. Full-size candy bars too. She knows what she's doing. Getting Reese's Pieces in those little packages is like hitting the jackpot. Yeah, it was. What's the worst candies? I think the little strawberry old people candies, horrible. I think they're called Mary Jane's, the black and orange that have no label on them or any. They're horrible. You don't even have to go to church. Just chill at grandma's. That'll be fun. Those Mary Jane ones are terrible. Worse than candy corn. Like, candy corn's not good, but it gets all the bad press when there's so much worse Halloween candy out there. I'm trying to, like, rack my brain for, like, stuff I'd get really upset if I saw it in my trick-or-treat basket or, you know, bucket or whatever. I'm like, oh, not this crap. Such a letdown. I think I might leave her fur that purple. I don't know. I'll lighten it up on the nose and see how I feel, but I kind of like how vibrant it is. And the lighting would be crazy in here. So you know what? Maybe I go crazy on Frankenstein and make him like more orange. Because I was kind of leaning brown on him anyway. Maybe I give him more of the orange lighting. I guess that's where this comes in. Yeah, that'll brighten it all up. Whatever. Yeah, the black and orange ones, they're terrible. Jawbreakers, yeah. It's a horrible candy to get. What are the ones with the cream in the middle? I hate those too, with the jumping cow or whatever. Like, they were the last resort candy when you ran out of the good candy before you got to, like, the stuff you didn't want to eat at all. They were like, alright, I'll eat those, but it's like a last ditch, you know? Or like Almond Joy or Mounds. Like, it's alright, but it's not your first pick. It's like the C tier candy. I'll make this more of this reddish purple. And then maybe do this one in the back a different tone. Like so. Cowtails, yeah. You're on a fake Reese? What, you're eating one right now, or? Or are you saying that was your favorite or least favorite candy? Where's this earring layer? Okay. I'm gonna change this earring. Let's make it... We're gonna use these orange and purple colors as often as we can. Orange, purple, and hot pink. I think maybe a dark purple for the vest. Maybe a purplish. Where is this? Okay. No, because that's the same color as the stripe on the shirt. Gasp. What to do? I guess make it more vibrant dark purple up top. Or maybe I bring in the hot pink color again at the top and then fade it to purple. Yeah, I think that works. It's almost a limited color palette thing if I purposefully choose the colors that are already in the Halloween string lights and stuff. I think that works. And then dark at the bottom. A knockoff Reese's Peanut Butter Cup PB&J flavor. I mean, that doesn't sound terrible. As a vegan, all the off-brand vegan Reese's Cups are really bad. Like, I haven't found a good one yet. They always, because it's never peanut butter, it's always almond butter or sunflower butter. It's like, listen, I'm not looking for a health food, I'm looking for a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, help. And it's not even any healthier than peanut butter. It's the same amount of fat, sugar, protein as peanut butter, so. But people think it's healthier because it's different. Maybe almond butter is slightly less calories or something, but it tastes worse, so. I don't know. I don't like the vegan knockoff Reese's Cups. They're really bad. And the ones that are I did see that actual Reese's makes vegan versions of the cups now. I haven't tried them, but it's like $5 for 2 cups. Like, I don't know if I've ever wanted Reese's that badly in my life. I don't know. I'll try it one of these days just cause. It's like $5 or $6 for 2 cups. It's pretty pathetic. It's pretty snide. You just pick it up to try it, or is it one of those, like, you ever buy something and it sounds really good and you try it once and it was terrible, but you forget, you get, like, memory loss of how bad it was the first time and you end up buying it again? There was that old joke like that about candy corn. Lewis Black, I think, was the comedian, where he'd get, like, Alzheimer's, he said, and he'd forget how bad candy corn was every year. That happens to me with different brands of vegan yogurt. I keep buying them and thinking, oh, that sounds good, like this Greek style. I did it today, actually. I got a grocery delivery. I got Greek vegan yogurt. I'm thinking, that sounds really nice and, like, thick yogurt. It'd be great with fruit. It's terrible. It tastes like eating Play-Doh. It tastes like eating Play-Doh with a spoon. Never again. Where is this hand layer on top of this cup? Right here? Okay, cool. Let's fix this and make this purple as well. But I'm going to forget, and next time I grocery shop, I'm going to say, oh, that looks good, and then get it again. Because I think I've bought that twice, like different flavors. Never learn. What else do we want to change the flat color of? Where is Dracula's bib thing? whatever this is called. Maybe a little bit darker over here. Just kind of cleaning up what we did last week. Don't want to change too much. Because I kind of want to draw that frog witch. I think that would be really cute. But I do want to finish this because it is the thumbnail for the stream. And it's almost Halloween. I have to finish it now. It's either now or never. Alright. And then brighter on this side so it stands out. And I'll have to change that outline to be darker. Maybe a little bit less highlight. Like that. I thought it looked alright, but it's pretty mid. Yeah, I don't know about a peanut butter jelly cup. It sounds okay in theory, but I don't like that either. It's too bright. What do I do? I want to lighten it up without, let's see, what was I doing with the highlight layer? That'll probably help. I didn't do anything there. Okay, so that would be purple on the edge. I kind of started doing something here, so maybe like tint it a little bit like purpley. But then the hand kind of fades into it too. Oh, I'll make his hand dark, and that'll fix that. And then a little bit of shadow underneath the collar. I think that'll fix that. I guess I'll leave it this grayish shade. Maybe a little more saturated purple underneath. A little bit darker. A little bit darker, but not blending into the background dark. That's okay. That's okay. That's serviceable. Where's his hand? Where's his hand? It would be on top of the solo cup, right? Oh my gosh, I have too many layers. Okay, it's got to be on top of one of these. Just keep turning stuff off and on. Okay, here it is. I'll make this hand dark. Okay, that's better. I think I just need to, if I redo and polish up the highlight layer of all these lights and stuff, I think that'll really help bring the whole thing in. Let me change his tooth color. Let me change the stuff that's obviously not the color I want it to be. So the tooth needs to be white, which in this case would be, where is the tooth layer? Right here. Which would be like this grayish purple. Am I crazy? Why is it? Okay, it's right here. Whitish purple. Maybe make it a little bit shiny at the bottom. Like that. I don't want it to be too white because it is a dark room. But I think that works. And I'll do that same color on the pirate girl's tooth as well. Where is that layer? This is too many layers going on. I'm about ready to flatten the whole thing and then just do the highlights and stuff, but let me get through this. It's only a little bit more fiddling. Like I want to fix his cape color. I kind of like the purple on Frankenstein's jacket, honestly. I might just do a darker version on the actual jacket. What was I doing? Okay, cape. Let me just work down the layers. That's a good idea. Let's just work our way down. Okay. Line art. I'm going to leave it black because it stands out. However, where is the line art on whatever? I guess we'll get to it. Work our way down layer by layer. This one's just the hand. It's fine. Purple. We'll make it a little bit darker purple on the end of the claws to give a little dimension. Okay, next. Cape. We'll bring in some of this crazy bright red at the top, I think. Just a touch. And then maybe make this a deeper purplier red at the bottom. Kind of fade to that. That looks okay. Especially if I change Frankenstein's jacket to like a purple. I think that'll look good. And there's no cape on the other side of his head, so I want to fix that really quick. Just have like a little bit sticking out. So I'd want that under his head. Where's his head? Ugh, so much for going layer by layer. Okay. Add one in here. Because I want to fix that, because it's bugging me now that I can't see a little bit of that cape on the other side of his head. So we'll just add Just that triangle. That's all you need to imply that there's more cape. And I guess I'll go down. I guess this whole area would be red too. And I guess it's wrapping around the back of him here, so... because his arm is fully sticking out of the jacket, so I guess it wouldn't show. So just that triangle was really all we needed. Yeah, the cape is like, it's wrapping around the back of him, I guess. It's fine. Let's copy the colors from this. So a little bit of bright red at the tippy top. And that kind of points to his eyes, which is kind of nice. I like that. Alright, back to the top, what we were doing. Okay, fix that. What else? What other thing is on this layer? Is that her other hand? Yeah, and that the hand's fine, the other hand. Lines on the orange Solo cup, I think are fine, except I wanted to make the top one white, quote-unquote white, maybe a grayish orange. Let's just try that. A little more saturated. Oh, not crazy about how that looks. Maybe I do the purple white color. Okay, that's a little bit better. It kind of looks like the white rim on a Solo cup, but I almost like it without. Like, just leave it dark. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. We'll leave the orange Solo cup alone. What layer is this? Oh, that's layer. That's the lines on her tail. We'll do that. Just soften it up a little bit. Next, her tail. We're gonna leave it alone. I like it, that bright pink color. Frankenstein's hand. Let me try to tint him orange, or more purple, or more green. Honestly, maybe we'll just tint him green, because maybe there's, you know, temporary fur dye the way there's temporary hair dye in this world. That might explain him. Hue. Let's just tint him a little bit green. Yeah, you know what? I didn't want to make him flat out green, but it kind of works. He is Frankenstein after all. Where's the neck? Remember, one layer by layer, okay. This pirate thing will leave purple, the bandana, the back of the bandana. The tongue, I kind of like it red, but I want to tone it down. Maybe, or you know what? I like that it's pink on Frankenstein, so maybe we'll just copy that. The hot pink. The hot pink is a good color for a dark purple party room. And I might do a layer of like fog on top of the whole thing too, just to bring that fog machine effect back from the background that I was trying to do last week. I think that'd be kind of cool. Alright, this is a bunch of things. So, first things first, the bandana. I want to darken it up a little bit on the edge. I think that's fine. What was I doing at the highlight here? Nothing. I should do something. Oh well. What else is on this layer? Dracula's dark fur. We're going to lighten up a little bit. Not much. Just want to bring some purple in on the top. Just to lighten him up a little bit. But otherwise, I like how dark he is, so I don't want to... Yeah, just literally a little touch on the top. What else is on this layer? I think this is Frankenstein's jacket. Yeah, I like this purple color. I'm just gonna darken it a little bit at the bottom. Bring some of that red tone in. And that, I'll leave it alone. I don't want to overwork it. Now this is his regular jacket. Let's make this a little bit more purple. Because I want that red on Dracula's cape to be more visible. So I think that'll work. Bring that color in down there. That's the cape piece we already did. These are the lines on just this top part of the, whatever this is called, neck thing. No, I already fixed that because that's like shaded. Though I do want to make this a little bit lighter. maybe like that. There we go. That color's good. This I already worked on. What's this? That's the collar of the shirt, or the sleeve of the shirt. Already did that. That's the arm. Let's fix this arm because there's like this chunk of like greenish gray in there. Cover that up. Maybe bring in a little bit more of this purple, quote unquote, white color, but darker. Like here. Slightly lighter, cooler gray. I think that's okay. Maybe whiter on the edge of it. Or you know what? I kind of want to bring some of that white in here so her face pops. And let's just smooth it out a little. Just want her fur color to stand out against it. So something like this. And then with a highlight on the side of her face, I think that'll be fine. The juice is fine. What is all this? This is a few things. So first, fix Dracula's ear up top. That's one thing. The stripes on her shirt, I think, should be a brighter purple. To bring in that brighter color. What else? What else? It's his vest, which I kind of want to make a little bit even darker on the very edge. Just makes everything pop a little more. This is Dracula's pants. I think we'll bring that red back in just to have a different color. Make it really dark though. Real dark red. And this will be dark purple for Frankenstein. And we'll make that dark purple on the pirate mouse as well. Pirate rat. Pirate. Bean just took a look at your art and said, wow, aw. Well, thanks, Bean. She's my favorite art critic. Her opinion is the only one that matters. Alright, got that bright red eye in. What layer was I on? Did that. Frankenstein's shirt. I like the purple. I'm just gonna lighten it up a little bit here. Maybe just a little bit. Like that. Okay, what is all this? Kind of want to make her neck a little bit lighter on the bottom, if it'll let me. Yeah, like that. Okay, I think that's all right. Orange solo cup. Oh, Frankenstein's ear. Let's make it green, but kind of that mossier, darker green at the bottom of it. There we go. Party lights, fog. Okay, and then where is Frankenstein's tooth at? Where is it? Oh, right here. We're gonna take that color and bring it in. Just the tooth. Okay, and then pirate. Pirate girl. Where's her head? Where's her head? Alright, if I'm thinking what color lights are coming down, maybe I take some of this orange and I do like an orange highlight on the nose. You know, something like that. That can all be on the highlight layer. So let's do a new, see this one, we're gonna do a new one that's better. We'll use the round render brush because I want it to be kind of a soft light. And we'll lower the opacity of this one just to see where I had put things before. but make them better and brighter and cleaner. So I think I had said I want to do orange on this side and purple on this side, but I'm gonna add a little orange on this side and cheat it a little because I think it looks cool, and that's the only reason you need to do something is because you like how it looks. I don't know how I feel about the soft on the outer edge. Let's do dry ink first, and then I'll soften it on the inside of the shape with round render. I think that might look like a nice glow. So let's do... I like the chunkier dry ink brush. One smooth line here. Just a little bit of highlight here. I might not soften up a ton of it actually. I might just soften up some key areas. So let's just draw the hard edges first and then soften up as I go. Kind of want some orange here. Just this whole ear can have a nice orange glow to it. That'll cover up this little gap between the earring and her ear anyway. Let's make this even brighter. Even lighter and brighter. Then I'll have fun playing with some adjustment layers over top of the whole thing to kind of bring it all together. Rockin' rodents. Yeah, they look so cute. Thank you. How y'all doing on this fine Friday evening close to Halloween? More and more houses on my street keep putting up lights and decorations. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun to see. And there was one crazy house I think I mentioned a couple streams ago by me that has about 20 different Spirit Halloween animatronics outside. They keep adding new ones, I'm pretty sure, because I'm like, I didn't see this haunted doll one last week when I walked by, but so that's pretty fun. Okay, I wanted to do bright purple highlights on Frankenstein. They don't need to be perfect, but your neighbor's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty cool display. It's fun to, I walk by there when I go to my singing lessons, and it's fun to walk through that whole corridor, like that whole street is like, it's the one neighbor with the like billions of Spirit animatronics, and then there's a few houses before that that have decorations and string lights strung between the trees and the house. Like there's like the curb with the trees on it, and then the sidewalk, and then their house. So walking down the sidewalk is this whole row of like string lights and Halloween decorations and animatronics. It's really cool. And at Christmas time it's fun too, because everybody puts out the lights and stuff. That's in fact the level of Halloween I aspire to. Yeah, nobody does Halloween like Americans. We do it big over here. Though you know what? You know who does Christmas bigger than anyone is Floridians. Like, they go crazy at Christmas time. There's at least 5 of those houses that have, like, the synchronized lights with the, over-the-top displays in the front yard that you tune into a specific radio station and it's synced. It's, like... There's many of them in Florida. They take it very seriously. I think they're overcompensating for not getting snow or something. So they're like, we gotta be extra with the decor. Yeah, it's a really charming neighborhood where I'm at. But this one particular street where the crazy Halloween house is at, it's just this beautiful little tunnel of lights and decorations. It's so much fun to walk through. Purple there, purple there. Where else do I want purple? I'm just going to use these same two colors, purple and orange, to add highlights everywhere. And then I think I'll do soft green glow on the bottom of everything like I did before last week. And then soften up some of these things once I get this cleaned up layer done. Maybe a little orange on her hair up here. I like that pop of the orange against the purple. I think that's cute. Oh, she needs her tongue colored in. I knew there was something I missed. Where's her head layer? There she is. Let's do that hot pink on the tongue. There, I was like, I knew she looked a little off. That's better. Back to the highlights. Let's do orange on everything purple and purple on everything orange. I think that makes sense. 1 second. I hope that wasn't super loud in the mic. I'm so sorry. Should have muted, but didn't have time. I felt the cough coming. Okay. And then Frankenstein, I think purple and green go together well. Did I? Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Okay. I want right here. Purple. Actually, against this green, the orange might even look better. Yeah, it does. Yeah, that looks brighter. It can be purple or orange highlight. They're alternating light colors. It's whatever I feel like. You're good. Thank you. I feel like Tay Day, I move away from the mic to breathe. I move away from the mic to cough. Alright, a little orange highlight there. I kind of want to draw this frog witch. That's all I can think about is I'm like, I gotta wrap this up so I can work on that frog witch. We're getting close. Okay, any other obvious places I want to put highlight before I get to the green? I don't think so. Let's do the green. We'll do harsh lime green on the bottom of all this stuff. I said harsh lime green. There we go. Yes. And then I'll do like an adjustment layer with soft glow on the parts I want softly glowing. But this is just to add a nice pop of green. Nothing says Halloween like green light to me. What other occasion can you get away with lime green party lights, you know? 'Tis the season. Right there. Hocus Crocus. Aw, that'll be the name of the piece. That's cute. Just I saw it in my I was checking my list of stream requests to think about what I want to do in the upcoming weeks, and I saw somebody had requested at some point a frog witch. I'm like, that would be perfect for a Halloween stream. And since I'll be busy next week, I don't think I'll be streaming. So I wanted to make that part of today's stream if possible. And then I have 2 pieces I can post for Halloween. I might do something simple with the frog witch. And not a full-blown colored piece like this. But we'll see. It might just be like cute little outline and cell shading kind of deal. Hocus Crocus. It's cute. Right. And I can do a soft green there. I think that's all the bottom edge of stuff. Maybe do a little edge on this bottom bib thing. There has to be a better name. Excuse me, a better name for this than bib. But I think that's what it's called. I don't know. Okay, a little bit of green there. Maybe a little bit of green there. I mean, because there's fog and green lights all around them, under them, so I think the undersides of lots of things could get green even higher up in the image. because it looks cool. And there's green in the background, or there will be, and in the foreground. And it just adds a little electric something to the picture. Alright, it's not perfect, but zoomed out it looks good, so we're gonna rock with it. Remember to self, reminder to self, it looks fine zoomed out, therefore it's okay. We'll do a little green on the tooth. And a little bit on his beard. I think that's a good amount of highlights. Now I want to do on a new layer some soft green glowiness on the nose. I'll maybe pull it back a little bit too, or just lower the opacity. But I like the green on the bottom of the nose. Then I can delete that other highlight layer. There we go. Look how much cleaner that looks just from fixing things. Maybe if I make this a solid shape and then alpha lock it, maybe that's the trick. Let me fix these noses first. I want to clean them up a bit. Oh, and this little thing on her sleeve is upsetting me where it's like super hot pink on the bottom and then dark purple on the top. And Frankenstein's face here, Dracula's face here, where it's like messy there. Gotta fix these things. When you're trying to finish stuff quick, you make mistakes. So let's find Drac's face right here. Let's fix that. Make it gray. Then we'll fix, oh, it's the same layer, even better. Let's do like an in-between purplish grayish shade. I think that's okay. Alright, fix that. Back to the highlight layer with the bright green. Alright, I fixed the noses. I think my next move is making solid shapes. Let me just pick a random color so I can see and hide this layer. I'll make solid shapes and then I'll fill them in and whatever, just so I don't get glow that extends outside the lines. I don't want glow outside of the shape of things, if that makes any sense. I want it to kind of glow inward. So we'll do like this kind of shape. And maybe go to like here. I think that's about as high up as I want to go with the green. Yeah, we'll do about that high. This will all come together, trust me. There's a method to my madness. We'll extend that over to the other side as well. Like to here-ish. Here we go. There we go. Beautiful. I was gonna ask chat what everyone's favorite Halloween movie was, but aside from like horror movies, are there Halloween movies that are like set at Halloween the way, you know, like Hocus Pocus and like there's autumnal movies that have Halloween elements. Nightmare Before Christmas has Halloween elements. But it's not about Halloween so much, is it necessarily? I guess not every Christmas movie is about Christmas, but I feel like a lot of them are, you know? About the power of Christmas. feel like a lot of Halloween movies, it just happens to be the setting for a Halloween movie more than like it being about Halloween. It's about the witches, or it's about, you know, something else. I guess because there's no like Santa Claus, there's no like Halloween characters. There's common Halloween costumes and monsters, but it's not like there's Halloween lore. Like, you know, the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. That's the pumpkin's not a character. I don't know. I feel like they're different holidays. It's kind of like there's no good Halloween music except Thriller, which is, again, it's not about Halloween. It's about monsters. And, you know, you could play Thriller year round, but it's kind of the only Halloween song. There's no chestnuts roasting on an open fire for Halloween, you know what I mean? It's just spooky stuff. It gets lumped into the Halloween basket. What even would be a Halloween song? Talking about trick-or-treating or something? I don't know. A love song of people getting dressed up for a costume party? I don't know. How would you make a Halloween class? There's no Halloween radio station at Halloween the way there's like a Christmas radio station. Wizard of Oz is your favorite? Oh yeah, because the monkeys were freaky. There's witches in it, so I guess it's Halloween, right? It's as Halloween as Hocus Pocus is, by that criteria. Would that make Wicked a Halloween movie? There's witches in it. Where was I going with this drawing? I lost track of my train of thought. Oh, I wanted to fix little stuff I saw, like this ear, which I'm assuming is on the same layer as Drax's hand, because that little bit of black is peeking through and it's bugging me. Now to find it in the sea of layers, I think it's around here. Oh my gosh. If I have to turn on and off 50 layers. There we go. Okay, crisis averted. And there's a little bit of red on the top, but whatever. That's going to get covered up by the highlight, so. And I'm going to leave his ear bright purple on that side. I think it's fine, actually. Oh, why is she being cheeky? I'm being serious. I'm being serious. What's the criteria for it being a Halloween movie? Is it set at Halloween? Does it feature Halloween monsters? Like, I don't know. It's kind of different. Christmas is kind of the only holiday that gets its own genre of movie. Because horror movies don't necessarily count as Halloween movies. You know? Or a movie with a ghost in it or a witch in it isn't necessarily a Halloween movie. Where else do I want green? I guess the bottom of this pirate thing. I'm also just talking to talk. I'm just rambling, so feel free to interrupt me with your thoughts as always. Following the yellow brick road to the goodies. Yeah, I could see that being Halloween-y. And they make great Halloween costumes, the whole cast, the Tin Man, the Cowardly Lion, the Scarecrow and Dorothy. Classic Halloween costumes as well. And the Wicked Witch. And I was Glinda, as you know, as a very little girl. I think I was like, what, 5 or 6 in that costume? Maybe 7. So I think we'd already moved by that point. So I think I was 6 or 7. In the big pink glittery dress. The Good Witch. There we go. And I think I want to do a bit of green on the tail since it's lower in the shot. I'll have to pick a different color than pink. Where else do I want green, 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 green? Like here. Scary weather and autumn leaves. Yeah, I forgot about the leaves falling and stuff. It feels like an autumn movie now that you say it. I see it. I see the vision for Wizard of Oz being a Halloween movie. I see the vision. There's no Halloween songs though. I'm racking my brain. I'm like the Monster Mash and Thriller as the beginning and end of the list for Halloween music. That's why if you're doing a Halloween party, you have to play like spooky haunted house sound effects or something, you know? Like, there's no soundtrack for Halloween. Monkeys freak you out for years. I know you're not a fan of monkeys or snakes. I know that. Maybe I'll try to draw a cute version of the flying monkeys when I stream in November or something. Because I know, is it November or December Wicked Part 2 comes out? So the flying monkeys will be relevant. Again. Alright. Where else do I want green? Green, green, green. The tail. Okay, let's do a different color just so I can see it. And we'll do this whole bottom edge of the tail. Or you know what might be easier? I'm gonna get clever here. We're just gonna duplicate the tail and we're gonna bring it up on top. And then merge that down. Oh no, we're not. We're gonna keep that on its own layer. We're gonna alpha lock this. And now we're gonna bring in that bright lime green. So let's bring that color in so I can sample it. Here we go. And there's a method to my madness. You all doubted and just watch. Nobody doubted. Nobody said anything. To be clear, nobody had any doubt in me. Alright, and then we're gonna erase strategically, though I might do a mask so it's non-destructive so I can always pull it back. And then we're just going to erase the parts we don't want glowing in green. Like so. I'll lower the opacity real quick so I can see. There we go. Boris the Spider. I don't know if I know that one. The song from Nightmare Before Christmas. Is that... Oh, yeah, This Is Halloween. I guess that's literally a Halloween song, isn't it? I was gonna say, actually, it would be both a Halloween and a Christmas song. But This Is Halloween is literally objectively a Halloween song, so... You're correct. So we've got... It's a really sad playlist for a party. We've got Thriller, Monster Mash, and This Is Halloween. And they just loop those three songs on... And let me try a different adjustment layer real quick just to see if there's something funky. Ooh, hard light is kind of cool. How do I feel about that? I want it really vibrant, so I don't want to lose too much, but I like that you can see the lines through it. Vivid light, linear light, ooh. I like that because I like this super bright green you can see for the outlines, so I might do that. Let's do linear light. And we'll do the same here by putting on a mask and then erasing away the tops just so we get a nice soft glow effect on the bottom of these shapes. Like that. Maybe even a little bit lower. Okay, that looks pretty cool. The Beyonce song Halo and then add Ween to it. See ya Halo, Ween. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one. A for effort, but I don't know if that's making it to the non-existent Halloween party playlist. You think that's what these guys are listening to? Is just like the Monster Mash on repeat? We need a DJ to come fix this situation. Remixing Halo into This Is Halloween from Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh, I didn't finish the shape. Shoot, let me go fix that. Well, shoot. Alright, we're almost at the hour mark, which would be perfect to start the Frog Witch. I'm closing in on this. I can feel it in my bones. Alright, round render. Let's soften this up, just so we get that nice glow there. Alright, I think this is looking pretty cool. I do want to add some little glow areas to like the edges of things. I can erase the excess, I guess. Just like the edge of the face. I want the green to be soft, I think, but the orange and purple to be harsher. Because the green is going to be from the smoky fog machine. Then I'm going to add a new layer on top of everything and do that. So I really want to soften up the green. Maybe not on that bib thing because it's going to take forever, so. And then just erase outside the lines. And this whisker too. And then change the adjustment layer, or change the whatever to be linear light so it's got a nice see-through-y glow. Let's use this bigger dry ink. Make this erasing a little bit faster. A little speedier. I think adding the smoke machine or whatever, fog machine green on top and some adjustment layers, I think we'll be done with this party pick. Okay, there's one thing done. I just smooth that out. Halloween. All right. Almost finished. There. Maybe a little bit right here. Like show. Oops. Don't want that purple edge showing. There we go. Alright, beautiful. Fabulous. Okay. Now I'd like to do one more layer of spooky, glowy fog on top of everything. Let's get... No, I remember I had the same... I wanted to do an airbrushing, but it doesn't have any texture. So it just looks kind of blah. I want some texture. So let's stick with the round render and make it as big as we can and fog up the joint. And we'll change the blending mode. That was the word I was looking for. Blending mode to linear light. We'll add a little bit of smoke creeping in. I guess it would all stick low to the floor, but I like the idea of it kind of creeping up a little bit higher. And kind of fogging up everything. Maybe I'll do a layer of airbrush on top. Just to add a little something. But I like the texture of this brush. It's almost like a soft chalk or something. And I don't want it to obscure all this hard work I just spent all this time doing either, so I'm gonna definitely tone it down a bit, make it a little more transparent, but... And then let me do... where is it? Airbrushing. Medium brush. Just glow. Beautiful. That adds a nice ambiance. What do we think? And then add maybe a little bit of orange. Glow from over here. Really bright orange. Yeah. And we're going to change the, whatever, adjustment, blending mode of this. So just to add in some fun. Let's do linear light. Ooh, that looks so cool with the purple and orange. That looks great. Wow, I love that. Beautiful. One other little thing that's bugging me is right under his chin here. It's really bright when it should be really dark. So we're gonna fix that. Where is that? Where is it? Right here. Didn't have to hunt for it too long. Thank you. I just want to change this. Whoops. Toolbox. Not round render 1, round render. There we go. Cool. I like that. Alright, does everything look... And here's a good way to test values. I'm not going to play with this too much because I'd like to actually draw something else. But just to check if there's anything really obnoxiously bad, if you take a all black layer and set it to color, you can see your values. And already we see an issue with his eyes here. His eyes are the same value as his face, so they're not really going to stand out. So we can either make the face around it lighter or darker. I'm going to try lighter. A lighter purple. Ooh, or maybe darker, actually. Let's try darker. And then we'll go back to that color layer and see. That's a little bit better. We can see his eyes stand out, but now we've got, see, like, the neck. Where's the neck? Oh my gosh. Okay. We'll make that neck this dark, dark purple like that. We'll make sure these eyes are as bright and light as they can possibly be, and maybe brighten and lighten them even more. Okay, they're the most saturated red they can possibly be. So we might just lighten them up a little bit in the center, just to really make them pop. Just so the values aren't so whack. That's better. See how they glow now? If we did white in the center, it would really pop, but it looks much better. Now the only issue we have that's standing out to me, everything else is okay. Like, it's not perfect, but it's alright. The cape here against the face. So let's make that cape brighter right against the face on this side. And that should fix it a little bit lighter and brighter. Let's do a little bit of bright red right around the edge of the face. Okay, it's not ideal, but like from a distance you can kind of tell what's going on. So it's okay. Like there's some areas that are muddy, and if I really wanted to devote a lot of time to this, I would fix it, but there's no huge glaring errors except maybe his ear, which is okay. But you can see all their faces. You can read what's happening, so I think this is alright for this piece. It's alright. But that's an easy way to check your values, is just set an all black layer to color blend mode. Alright, this is looking good. So now I just want to add a noise layer on top because it makes everything look better. Noise, set to overlay, adjust a little bit. And I think that's good. What do we think, folks? Let me put it on the screen. I'll take a sip of water and then I'll get working on this frog witch for the last hour of the stream. The glow is so cool. Thank you. Now, am I gonna lose sleep over the fact that the top solo cup has a light color rim and the other two do not? No, it's just gonna be one of those little things that bothers me about a piece that I don't want to put a million more hours into. But overall, I think we get the party vibe, and I think it's a cute little piece for Halloween, so I'm happy with it. Whoa. Alright, didn't mean for that sound to be so loud either. Okay, moving on from fun rat Halloween party piece. Let's do a quick little frog witch. And I'm just going to use my instincts first, and then later I'll look up ref if I need to, but let's just freehand it and see what happens without me having to look anything up. Now, do I want to make it an anthropomorphic frog or an actual frog? I think an actual frog would be really cute. So let's get a darker brush. A bigger brush so I can see what's going on here. Here we go. Even bigger. I kind of want one with like, that looks a little out of it and goofy. Like silly frog. With like a little magic wand made out of a stick or something. Like a real frog that happens to be a witch is kind of cute to me. Nice big frog mouth. We can make it a happy frog too, but I like the big mouth. And maybe the witch isn't necessarily sad, she's just ribbiting. I like the shape for a frog. I'm into this. Flatten out the bottom to make it look like there's weight put on something. Let's give it some weight. There. It's like a little swamp witch. We could do like hair made out of like seaweed or something. I think that'd be kind of cute. And maybe there's a piece of seaweed that's got like little leaves sticking off of it, sticking out of the hair. Seaweed wig. I'm already liking the way this is going. We'll do a little teeny leg. You can make things look bigger or chunkier by making their limbs very small. So we're going to keep the hands and the legs very small. It's that contrast that makes it look chunky. Little froggy fingers wrapped around the twig. And we'll do another small leg on this side. And the other little hand, maybe she's stirring up a little soup or something in a cauldron, but what would a frog cauldron be? Cute already, thank you. What would a frog cauldron be? Like, what's a frog-sized pot? Maybe a thimble? Like a little metal thimble? And she's stirring up some kind of fly soup or something. Some kind of love potion, froggy love potion. Do like a little bit of a magical green something or other with sparkles coming off of it here. We'll do a thimble, and I think thimbles, again, I'm not looking anything up just yet. I'm using my imagination for this moment, but I'll fix it in a bit. But I think thimbles, they're like regular here, and then this part's like crossed, if I remember right. It looks kind of like a little garbage can, but if memory serves, this is kind of vaguely what a thimble looks like. An acorn, a walnut, like Thumbelina's bed. A walnut would be cute too. I was thinking metal, but maybe a walnut would be cute. Walnut. Making a potion in a walnut. Something like that. And then I can look up. I think it's just like wiggly, wavy lines for a walnut half. Like that. It's kind of like, looks like a weird little brain, if I remember right. And then she's got her little arm. And the spoon can just be a regular spoon. Just whatever. Stirring up some kind of magical, mystical frog potion. Now she is a witch, so she could have Eye of Newt or something in the soup, which is a little diabolical because she's a frog herself, but you know, witches gotta do witch recipes. Though I don't want to put too much big in there. Maybe I'll just have like a dragonfly wing sticking out. Let's have a couple dragonfly wings sticking out, because frogs eat bugs, so it makes sense there would be a bug in the potion. Just add a little, and that can add a little color too, some little iridescent color of the dragonfly wings poking out. Kind of a small dragonfly, or maybe it's just a very big frog. But never mind, she can grow and shrink things as she needs for her recipes, so maybe we make the wings a little bit bigger to eat up some of this negative space of her belly. And she's really got to mash it down. It's like spinach where it wilts. So it looks like it's too much dragonfly wing for the recipe, but really if you give it a minute, it's going to wilt down and it's not even going to take up any space at all. Like you throw a whole bag of spinach in a recipe and it's gone. It condenses down to like this much when it was an entire bag. That's the vibe. Get some froggy feet. I recently drew frogs, so it's a little bit cheating that I don't have to look up reference. Because I kind of have an idea of what frogs look like in my head. It's important to build up that visual library of stuff you vaguely know what it looks like, so you can freehand sketch like this. So You don't always have to look up reference to draw. At least this is how I drew my froggy feet. There's many ways. There's no right or wrong way to draw froggy feet. Kind of like the chubby little toes. Might make them a little stubbier. Not as long. There, she's got teeny weeny little feet. And yeah, like I just saw the comment now, like a munchkin cat. Where if they have short, stumpy little legs, their bodies just look like chunky. And I don't know what she's looking at, but I like this look. But storytelling-wise, she should be looking down at the potion. Let's see how it looks with her looking down. I like her kind of clueless, gazing at nothing. Nah, I liked it better before. Maybe there's another bug flapping around up here and she's looking at it, considering using it for her potion. We're making the story make sense just to make the eyes stay where they are, because I like them. There could be... Ooh, a lightning bug, because that'll light up the scene. We'll do like one glowing right here that's glowing super bright, and then maybe we'll have a couple around her in the background just to add a little light to the scene. This can all be like dark blue, green color. We'll do a hat on her in a minute, and then we'll do her lily pad. Like here. Like so. Who needs to look up reference? Psh, not me. Maybe she's using the wand to get something off a shelf or a bug. And maybe. But Thumbelina and the Charo frog. If I wanted to work on this for a long time, I would draw her in a little house, and I'd be thinking of what frog-sized things could we be using as bookshelves and chairs. I might work on something like that. As like a self-indulgent thing for Christmas. I would love to do something with mice, because I loved anything like books about mice in animated movies with like mouse-sized things. Like I like a cartoon animal sleeping in a matchbox and stuff like that. So maybe for Christmas I'll have chat help me. I'll do like a scene of some mice celebrating Christmas, and I want ideas from the chat of like, oh, this could be their chair, or, you know. I think that would be fun. It's a fritch. It's a frog witch. We'll do a nice big floppy hat on her. I just want it to kind of fit the space. So like this. And do a big old floppy sort of witch hat like so. Make it kind of chunky. I just want it to fill up this canvas. Like that. And I like that it's pointing at the firefly, kind of. Maybe make it a little bit like that, and then I can get a nice chunky top on there. Have it point at the firefly. And have a nice thick band on the hat. Have a little patch, because I like when witch hats have little patches and stuff like that, like a scarecrow. I think it's very cute. You can do things just because they're cute. And the bill of this hat is a little crazy and doesn't make much sense, but I like the upward motion of it. That's the motto for all my streams, is you can just do things because you think they look cool. It doesn't have to make sense. I just like how it looks. You can kind of just draw whatever you please. I think that looks mighty cute. Looks mighty cute if I do say so myself. Okay. Just want that to be like that. And then this can all be super dark in here and like lit up a little bit by the firefly. I think the glow of the firefly will extend like here, and that'll light up this outer edge of the frog, which I think will be really cute. This is pretty good progress. I'm like, could I finish this line list today? I don't know. We're gonna find out though. We're gonna find out. I think I can pull this together pretty quickly. Let's see. Let's give it a whirl. Alright, first main layer. We'll do this lily pad. Easy peasy. It's just a big oval with a cut out of it. Oops, let's make this as big as possible. And actually, let's use the regular dry ink and not this teeny weeny one that I have adjusted. There, I think that'll be a good size. Perfect. Let's make it a little wonky because I don't like perfect shapes. I like my shapes a little bit imperfect and wobbly and a little off. There we go. Want that hand-drawn look, even with digital. Take a little cut out of it there. Then new layer, let's do a dark green for Miss Froggy. And we'll do all this as one big shape, and then I'll just use lines to define the toes. I'm gonna have to look up what a walnut looks like here in a second, though. I'll do this other leg on its own layer underneath so I don't mess up the colors and whatnot. I think that's the only thing I want to look up, though, is walnut. Everything else I'm just gonna leave to my imagination. But I'm like 99% sure I have an idea of what a walnut looks like. I think it just looks like a weird little brain. It's a weird, wrinkly little wooden brain. Alright. Got that shape in. Kind of want to make it more irregular on the top here. A little bit wider. And then you can't see it because it's kind of hidden behind the walnut, but flatten out the bottom to give her more weight. Maybe make that walnut a little smaller? Nah, it's fine. Alright, we'll do this arm and leg, or we'll do this leg on this layer, and then we'll do the arm on a layer on top. I got a tickle in my throat tonight. Alright. We'll do this. Okay, she does have two arms. I had to think about it for a second. Sometimes I mess that up. Yeah, we'll make this all one layer. Define it with lines on top. The different fingers. And this part can be drawn on a layer underneath the stick. The stick magic wand. Oh, and the magic wand can have like a little glow on it too. Forgot about the magic wand. How could I forget? It just looks like a regular stick, but rest assured it is magic. Thanks to whoever suggested Frog Witch from a previous stream. I can't remember who or why or what the context was. I think it was coming up with Halloween ideas for future streams. And somebody said it and I jotted it down. And I thought it would be cute today. Do a little piece of something sticking off. There we go. What's next? What's next? We'll do this other hand on its own layer as well, just so I can get a different color on it. We'll do the swamp hair on top, maybe in 2 layers so that'll be easier to color. We're doing like a speed run on this, it feels like. I'm trying to get it done within the hour. Because I don't think I'll be streaming again before Halloween, so it's do or die. Right. We'll do the front part of the walnut on this layer as well. Let me Google walnut really quick. Walnut. I was right, it does look like a weird little wooden brain. I basically had the right idea. Cool. Though it does have a little like notch at this end. So I want to emphasize that to make sure it's clearly a walnut. There we go. Also just checking if my music ended or not, because I think I don't have it set to loop. I don't know what happened to it. Okay, it's still going. Where is it in the playlist? Okay, there's still another like chunk of time on the playlist. Okay, good. What's next? What's next? I could do... Oh, this should have included the eyes. This color, this layer. Or at least the green part of the eyes. Should have been part of this. So I'm fixing that now. Ooh, and that can be on a layer underneath. No. I'm gonna keep this simple. Simple as can be. I'll do eyes on their own layer, so I can do a clipping mask for the pupils. Oh, I should have done that on its own layer. Well, shoot. Here, I'll figure it out. I got it. Just excise this whole thing. Cut and paste. Put it underneath. Hide it. Fix this layer. Alright, crisis averted. And now this layer we're going to make a little bit darker. Just so I can see. And then we'll do the second eye. Here. There we go. There we go. Lower the opacity of all this stuff so I can see my sketch. Alright, clipping mask. Let's get the pupils in. One pupil. Two pupils. There, she looks a little silly, but I like it. She's a silly frog witch. I'm gonna change this shape. Be a little bit more like that. A little cross-eyed and silly. That's fine. Alright, and then on top we need at least 2 layers for swamp hair. I'm gonna do like alternating layers. So like 1 layer of seaweed here and then 1 underneath it. And then behind it, I guess on this same layer I could do the leafier seaweed. I want this to go down here so you can see it end. And let's put this on top of the frog arm. There we go. That's better. I like the straight against curves thing for the seaweed. Makes it look a little bit stiffer and weirder. And then we'll do these funky little seaweedy leaves on the same layer as well. We'll make these real loose. Doesn't need to be perfect. You can tell it's just a funky bit of something. There we go. Maybe just one big chunky piece of seaweed on this side. Beautiful. We're gonna do the lines on top of everything. Don't want it that thick, like this. There. We'll do these little swirly stirring lines here. We'll do the lines for the feet. And then just erase the excess. And the toesies. And the other foot. And its toesies. Like that. There we go. Love the eyes, she's so cute. Aw, I like her too. She's a cutie. And then the dragonfly wings I'll just do real quick with lines also. Let me Google dragonfly wings. Fly wings. Clip art. Give me the simple version. Okay, that's better. I'm like, I'm not doing all this realism on this. So like this. And then kind of has lines that go like this. And then this would go behind this as well, because they're see-through. So there. Simple dragonfly wings, and we'll do these. Excuse me, got a hiccup all of a sudden. We'll do. We're gonna have to ponder a while on this. Why is that? Wiggly brain lines to make it look like a walnut. Like that. I think it looks kind of walnutty. Yeah, it looks alright. We'll do a layer underneath. That's the inside of the walnut. And then we'll do a clipping mask on top of that for whatever potion. And we'll do bright green because nothing says Halloween like bright green, as we've already established with the Halloween party. Love the lime. We'll have lime green and then we'll have gold from the firefly, and I think that'll be cute. Be a very green scene. Maybe yellow green. No, let's do Halloween lime. Like this. Whoops. There we go. Maybe we could have it transition from purple to green, because I think purple and green would be cute on a frog. We'll do a spoon and a little frog hand here as well. So she's stirring. Oh, and I have to do the lines on this hand too to distinguish the fingers. Do this and then make sure you can see a little bit of a spoon there as well. She's hard at work. Alright, let's add lines for the fingers on this layer. Right here. Right here. And what else needs lines? That, the patch, and the seaweed hair. Just one line down the middle for one piece of seaweed. Beautiful. And then we need one more layer of seaweed hair. Right here. Just to add a little bit more depth, and that'll go behind the leg, I think. Like that. Oops. Like so. We'll also do a line here. Oops. Erase the excess. Beautiful. She's so gorgeous. This same layer, I guess I could do the witch hat as well because it's behind all the hair and all that, right? No, it's not behind her body. We need it behind everything. Let's go all the way down to the lily pad layer and we'll do the big hat shape first. You know, we'll just do a new layer so I can see. We'll do the big hat layer shape first. One more for the big brim of the hat. Beautiful. Any other little detail stuff before I move on to the firefly? I think I'll do the firefly body. I'll keep it really simple. I'm gonna look up cartoon firefly just to make sure I'm on the right track. Cartoon firefly. I don't want to do the one from Princess and the Frog though. I'll keep it really simple. Maybe just two little eyes on it. Like that. Little antenna. Real basic. And then his whole butt's just going to be this big illuminated glow. I don't think you need to see necessarily all his little legs. I think seeing 2, 4 or whatever. It's hidden behind the glow bulb anyway. So we're going to do a new layer just for his glowing behind. We're going to make this very golden and then almost white in the center so it really looks illuminated. Like that. And then we'll do a big glow around him too. Like, how big do we want it? Bright and almost yellow-green and big. This is why the detail didn't matter so much on him, because he's basically just going to be a light source. I want to carry it out this far. Like he's really a very especially glowy bug. We can probably change that blending mode to something else. Let's try linear light, because we like that. Ooh, that gives it that yellow-green too. Maybe something like that? Ooh, the vivid light makes it like orange on there. I like that. Let's do that vivid light. He's really bright. And we'll do some scattered firefly lights in the background here. Or It's not in the background layer, but you know what I mean. They're in the sky, dotting up the place with some cute bright lighting. And then maybe even brighter yellow on top. Set to the same kind of lighting mode. Just to make it really glowy and cute. Hard light. Yeah, I think that's good. Underneath the lily pad, we'll have this like snow globy shape for the background, just so it anchors her to something. Because I do want the background is going to be white. I'm just leaving it gray for my eyes' sake. But white, and then this will be like dark purple, blue, or something, so that you can see the firefly standing out on it. Let's do that now. Let's see what it looks like in white. That's cute. I can make it black too, I suppose. Let's try with black. Oh, that's even better. Yep. Okay, now we messed up with the hard light layer though, because look at it now. Why is it like that? Okay, we'll try a new layer. Vivid. Yeah, I like the solid black for this. We'll redo this, and we'll try a different blending mode this time. Oh, that's so cute. I love that with the texture too. I wonder why it's doing that where it's like, you know, maybe it's just because it's up against solid black. So maybe if I put another color under it, but in any event, we don't want it to be orange. We want it to be yellow, so maybe add is the move. Or, even better idea, I bring the body of him up and then just change it to be orange or something. Or lower the opacity, you know? Yeah, there we go. Or I'll just lower the opacity by doing like this kind of color. That makes him look like he's in the glow without actually hiding him. I think that works better. There we go. That's a very glowy lightning bug. Love the little firefly. Ain't he a cutie? Okay. I think we've got the details and stuff. I think I just wanted to do the patch on the hat, the band on the hat, and some bubbles around the cauldron, and some lines on the stick, and like a glow on the stick. Okay. Good progress though so far. Let's do a clipping mask. Let's do just a random color so I can get the band of this hat drawn on. Maybe you should take a tadpole. Ha ha ha. Don't stop that again. There's not enough people to join you in the pun assault on me, so I'll allow it. There's a lot of material here, though. You know, there's frogs, there's Halloween, swamps, lightning bugs, fireflies. There's material there for puns. What did I want to do? Okay. A glow on the little wand. Let's do green on the wand because she's a frog. Or, you know what? It would be fun to get a third color in here. Let's bring that purple in. We'll make it purple because I think it would be fun to get a different color in. I love this brush so much. See how soft it is? I love it. And make it really bright at just the tip so it's illuminated. Pure white right here. There, it's all lit up. And then we'll get a nice purple going over here and on the hair and on the brim of the hat with the yellow. And we'll get some different light colors going. And then green from the potion. Okay. I like that. The dragonfly wings. Where did I put the wings? Oh, it's the line art layer. Okay. So the dragonfly wings will make see-through. Dragonfly wing clip art. When in doubt, just see what other people are doing for their clip art. Usually people seem to tint it like a blue-green gradient, so we're going to do that. Let's start with like a really obnoxious blue. And then tint it green at the end. Whoa, this needs to be on a layer different than this. Right here. Perfect. And then we'll make it more transparent, obviously, because they're wings. They're not opaque. Let's lock that and play with color. So we'll do like a teal or maybe like this kind of blue. And then transition it to like a greenish blue in the middle. Maybe do a little gradient. And maybe like a more royal blue at the base. I don't want to get it too complicated, but then maybe a little bit of that green to the very tip of it. And then if we change this to a different blending mode and lower the opacity, it's kind of pretty. What's the prettiest one? That's not bad, actually. With like the purple and stuff in it. I kind of like that. I'm kind of into that. It's a little dark, but I don't mind that. If we make it really vibrant, I'm not mad at it. I think it should be a little bit more see-through, but okay. Maybe it'll look different with the frog behind it too. Let's get all of these layers opacity up while we're here. Okay. I wanted to do lines on the stick wand too. Alright, yeah, let's bump up the opacity and change these colors. So I think I have all the shapes in except for the lines on the stick. There we go. And it looks way different with the lime green too. We might change that color. Boost that up. Okay. We'll work our way from the bottom to the top. Bottom, the lily pad. I like her being a dark green like this. So for the lily pad to stand out, it needs to be a slightly different color. So let's go a little bit more blue and a little darker with it. Because the background, it doesn't need to grab a ton of attention. It can just be kind of a base. And even darker underneath her, where the shadow would be. I think it's okay if it's super dark and almost blends into the background, because it's just kind of the stage. Maybe even darker than that. You know what, maybe I use the chalk brush to keep everything nice and soft. And then just do a little bit lighter on the edges. Just so you can see it against the background. And maybe bring in a touch of this yellow. Just to show that the glow is having a little bit of an impact on the lily pad. I think that's cute. Right there too. There, a little bit of that lighting there. Cute, cute, cute. Let's erase that because it's bugging me. And then this flat edge of the frog is looking a little funny now, so I'm going to round that out a little bit. Where's the froggy? Right here. Do I want to do her two-toned? I think let's do that really quick. Let's do her froggy belly a different color. Slightly. I don't want too much of variance, but I think it would be cute. We'll change it so it's not this much lighter, or we'll make her darker. Because I like her being a dark green. I think that's good for the ambiance of the scene. So I might make her even darker and then make this color the original color, if that makes sense. Oh, I don't want it to interfere with her hand. So let's just bring it just in front of the hand. There we go. That way I can blend that in with the body. It's not gonna look funky. Okay. Alpha lock this, alpha lock this. Let's make her body darker. And then the lights will light it up. Ooh, and I wanted to add, well, I'm thinking about the lines. Let's see. I think we might finish this before 8:30, but I will stay a little bit later to finish this because it's almost there. I can feel it. It's almost finished. Oh yeah, lines on the stick. Is this the right brush? Yeah, it is. Okay. It just looked smoother. Not as textured. Whatever. It's good. Where were we? Back to making this frog extra dark. And then lighting her up on a new layer with the firefly and stuff. The stick should be duller at the bottom, darker, like that. Even darker. We'll do even darker on this part by the body. And then we'll bring in some of this yellow on the knuckles here. Maybe not as much on this top one, but just a little bit dusting the edge of the fingers here. That's cute. And maybe a little bit, this purple is pretty potent as well, so maybe we'll just have a little bit on the edge of the finger up here. Pull it back even. Just a touch, just a little dusting of it. I kind of want to brighten this up a little bit though. It's kind of hard to see on this background, I can already tell. Though I could brighten up the background a smidge too. Here, let's check it with values. With that little trick. Whoops. Set to color. Okay, it's really dark, but the values aren't terrible on the hand. I'm going to leave it. We'll do the same treatment to the leg, where I might brighten it up a little bit on the top. Or bring in some of that yellow on the knee. And on this one toe. These are very bright fireflies. The Harry Potter trio as their Hogwarts pets. That would be cute. I don't think I'm streaming next week though, so I think we're gonna just do the Frog Witch and then call it for Halloween. Oh, her hair. This is bugging me on the very edge here. There we go. Let's just trim that in. Oops. There, that's not so bad. I kind of want it to cover up just a little bit of the mouth. I said I wanted to cover up this bit of the mouth. There we go. Now the trick will be finding swampy shades for the hair that are different than the frog body color, but whatever. We'll get to that in a minute. I want this belly shape to be darker than it currently is. So let's take this color and just lighten it up a touch. Yeah, I want her to be very dark. So I think it's cuter that way. Her eyes are fine. They can stay black and white. The inside of the walnut, we're going to make a nice dark brown. This potion, we're going to make a gradient of some kind. Maybe to like a blue and then a purple. Or maybe just purple. Because I kind of want to bring this color in more. So maybe we do that. No, we'll just keep it green. We're gonna keep it simple. I like the green for Halloween. But I will change. Ooh, I like that. Color dodge. Kinda into that. Or linear light. That's it. I think that's it. We'll make the spoon color the same color as the walnut. And we'll like tint it greenish at the bottom. Because it's kind of in the stew. There's something in there. I kind of want to add some bubbles and stuff on top, but we'll get there in a second. Now with the lighting the way it is, I kind of want to change these wings again. Ooh, the linear light. With the green and a little bit of blue in there. That's pretty. I'm into that. Alright, that was easy. The walnut, we're going to darken it up quite a bit at the bottom. Like that. I think that's okay. The hair. Sorry if I'm like moving far away from my mic to get a better look at the iPad or something. I don't know what I'm doing. But we'll make this like yellowy or green. Just so it stands out from the body. Get kind of a swampier color in there. There. And same with this hair. We'll do kind of a swampy yellow-green on the edges. Influence like lighter lime-ish on the inside here. And then maybe this one will be like super dark green. Like almost black. I want it to still be visible in that purple background. There we go. And then the hat will be purple, and I think this lighter green will suit it actually. So I'll just lighten it up here until the background, and then it'll get super dark right in the background. Maybe to full black. So you can see it. Cool, like that. We'll do a similar kind of swampy color over here. It bugs me that the frog body is not fully behind this, so I'm going to go fix that in a second. Or, even easier, just touch it up right here. Boom, now it's covered. Can't even tell. Alpha lock. Round render. Let's do a little bit of this purple on the edge. With chalk. Bright purple like that. And then we'll do a little bit of the bright yellow at the top. So we get all kinds of colors happening on the hair. All right. I want to fix that first hair layer because I messed up something about it. There we go. Right here. Right here. Fix that. Okay. Oh yeah. Her arm should be, whoops. I was like, why is it drawing into it? It's because it's on the same layer as the walnut, so I just have to be careful. There's her little arm, and we'll influence that heavily with the color of the potion because it's right up close to it. So it'll really get a lot of that color from the magic potion. There, I think that looks alright. It's a little messy, but I don't mind it. The lines. Where are we at? Right here. Round render. Let's make these lines dark green instead of black. There's not much of a difference, but there we go. Then we'll make these lines like this. Oh, I like that lighter shade on the hair actually for the second piece of hair. We'll make this walnut a dark brown so it's not as... Here I was saying I wasn't going to do a full color piece, but here I am just knocking it out anyway. And I kind of want to do like bright yellow for the dragonfly wings. Maybe like bright yellow green. Like that. That's kind of pretty. And we'll do the same lighter color for the seaweed, maybe? Maybe darker. Yeah, I think darker suits that one better. Black there. Okay. Now we just need to do the hat. Okay, alpha lock. The hat I do want to be purple, but we're going to change what purple. Make it a little bit more pink, kind of match the magic of the wand. And make it darker in the middle of the hat. Like from here. Like that. Then we're going to bring in a little bit of that yellow on the edge from the firefly, just a little bit. The patch color, maybe make green, just to bring in that green again. Oh, I don't want the band on her hat to be green too. We'll make it just dark purple. Keep it simple. Have a little bit of that yellow bounce on the hat too. And the brim of the hat, or the whatever, we're gonna have it go from this bright purple and maybe bright yellow up here. And then quickly bring it back into darkness. Like that. Something like that. Maybe a little bit lighter on the top so you can see what's going on with it. There, I think that's okay. Let's check our values and make sure there's nothing glaring. I mean, she's kind of blending in, like the hat is kind of blending into itself, but I think that's okay. I think the top of the head needs to be a little lighter, so maybe bring in some of that yellow and maybe some yellow on the knee down there too, and I think that'll be okay. Where's the knee? This other knee. Where is it? Where is it? How is there so few layers and I still don't know where anything is? Okay, moving from the bottom to the top. What the heck? Where's the knee? Oh, it's on the same layer as the body. I'm like, okay. It's going a little cuckoo. Okay, let's bring in a little bit of that yellow. Tone it down a little bit. And then we'll do the same on the head. Just to make it easier to see. And because it looks cool. It's the only two reasons you need to do anything. The only one reason you need to do anything is because it looks cool. And we'll do the same on the other eye. Bring in some of that yellow. that looks cute. Looks mighty cute to me. And let's do some glow. Actually, I don't like the patch being green. I want to change that one sec. Let's make the patch brighter pink. That's cute. I like that. Maybe a little bit dimmer, so it's not so obnoxious. There. Now it blends in with the hat. Cute. Alright, let's do some glow stuff. Let's do like a nice greeny glow. Everything on the potion area needs to be kind of glowing. We'll do a couple bubbles and sparkles because it's cute. I actually would like to do a little highlight of bright green from the potion on her eye. And maybe a little sparkle. And then maybe make the sparkle golden on this eye because it's from the firefly. There, that's cute. Round render. Really get that softened up here. And let's change the blend mode to something. Whoops. Round render. Let's change it to, I like the linear light. It's kind of glowy. Feel that. What else? Kind of want to do purple glow over here. Yellow glow at the top. And then also do the same kind of linear light. It's too orange. We'll just keep it purple and then do linear light because I think it looks cute. Clean it up. Okay. Then I'd like to add a color adjustment layer. French flies and lizard livers. Let's do some yellow, some of this purple, some green, and just kind of mix it all up. And then just play with adjustment layers until I see a cool one. Overlay, just classic overlay is good. And see, it adds some texture to the frog body too if I do that. I kind of am about that. Let's just leave it like that. And then we'll do a noise layer, and I think she's done. And I didn't even stay that late. Check me out. Alright. How do we feel about Frog Witch, everyone? Let me make sure she's front and center on the screen for all to see in all her glory. There's Miss Frog Witch. I think for an hour it's not bad. There's one other thing I want to change. I just saw that's going to bug me. Two things. I want to soften this up on top. Erase the middle so you still get the light there. Soften that up a bit. And what was the other thing? Oh yeah, I wanted to change the line color on the hand because it's really standing out and not in a good way. Where's the line layer? Here we go. There we go. That's better. Soften up the hand. Perfect. All right, let me front and center her. And I think she's complete. She's magical. I'm glad you like the Frog Witch, the Fritch. Not a bad Halloween stream considering I got 2 full pieces done. Well, one was halfway done, but you know, I got the Frog Witch done, and then let's go back to the gallery just to remind anyone who wasn't here. Then this rat Halloween party. So I got 2 pieces to post for Halloween. I'll be posting them to all my social media come Halloween. But pretty pleased with both of them. I think they turned out well. Happy I got the full Frog Witch piece done in one stream. I'm pretty impressed with myself because I'm not going to be streaming next week. So I will see you all back here in like 2 weeks time. And I don't know what I'll be doing. Maybe some more animal food hybrids or whatever everybody else thinks would be fun. But thank you all for tuning in to my Halloween stream. It was a pretty good one today. Very productive. So like it, love it. I'm glad you love it. I'll see you all in a couple weeks. Peace out.